It would be really helpful if we can make this session an interactive one. If you have any questions anywhere midway, or if you want to pinpoint anything, feel free. And I'll definitely address to those questions best to my knowledge. So I'll start with my introduction. I have completed my law from KIT School of Law, as majority of you know. And then I got placed via campus placements in Mankind Pharma. And then during my tenure in Mankind Pharma, I'm currently also employed with Mankind. And during my tenure, I've completed my ethics and compliance certification from Ethics India, where now I am a certified compliance and ethics officer. I work for a department known as I stated, is Business Ethics Compliance Office, BECO, BECO. What we do, first I'll start with what is compliance. Very basic, very in a very layman's language, what is compliance? Compliance is basically following and sticking to a set of rules and regulations already in picture. Okay, any company, for any company to run, it's not necessarily any pharma company, but any company to run, you need to have certain rules and regulations in place. Okay, you must agree with this fact that there is not just one law you have to comply with, or one set of rules and regulations you have to go through. There are various, from water laws to electricity laws. There are various small intricate details you have to take care for any company to run, be it a very small 80 people company or an 8 lakh bandwidth of a company. You have to comply, you have to adhere to many rules and regulations, many laws. Now coming to the farmers, that is basically compliance. Any compliance, what compliance officers does is making sure that you're in pursuing the business a company is pursuing, they are not breaking any legal barriers in their way. That is, a compliance officer enables the business to run successfully with taking care of all the rules and regulations are met in the process. Okay, so now I'll start with what types of compliances are there in any company. So what I practice is business ethics and compliance. There is quality compliance, then there is statutory regulatory compliance. I'll give a brief about a little bit about all of them so that you have a brief knowledge. Statutory compliance is compliance of the laws. For example, you are compliant with SEBI, you are compliant with electricity laws, as I stated. That is regulatory compliance. That is statutory compliance. Again, regulatory compliance is similar to statutory compliance, but it is in the process of it. The regulatory compliance is the following the process, not the end result. Like, I'm sure you must be aware of the differences between IPC and CRPC. CRPC is the process of the laws that are to be ultimately met, and IPC is the ultimate goal. That is the primary difference between CRPC and IPC, as far as my knowledge goes, and as far as I remember. I have lost touch in criminal laws now, and obviously now there are 3 new bills and 3 new laws in picture that I have to reinstate, have to restudy to get my knowledge up to track, obviously. So regulatory and statutory compliance are in picture. Then there is quality compliance, like any product that you develop, is it up to the mark? Are the ingredients in that product associated with health or automobile, anything? Are they safe enough to consume? Those are taken care by the Department of Quality Compliance. What I do is business ethics compliance. Now, what is business ethics compliance? I'm sure you are aware of the term ethics. It's very, before I proceed to business ethics, do you have any questions till now? Okay, no problem. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll proceed with what business ethics compliance means. Business ethics is basically the ethical way of doing business. I know it sounds very to and fro, and it's very out there. It's very simplistic when you come to the terms of what business ethics means. But in the ethos of it, in the One second. How to become a certified compliance ethics professional? I'll come to it. Let me explain what business ethics means, and then I'll definitely address your question. So, coming to the topic where the any business that obviously you guys are aware that business is basically give and take. I give you a set of services or I provide you with money, and then I take in any service, any product. Simple as that gets. But we cannot do it as per our whims and fancies. We have to follow a set of rules and regulations, laws that are in picture. I belong to the industry of pharmaceutical, where our primary, any pharmaceutical company's primary customer base is not the ultimate consumers. Like, for example, have you ever seen in your entire life, in your entirety of it, have you ever seen any like paracetamol or any product like any medicine, any liver disease medicine being publicized or being advertised on television or on Facebook or on Insta or anywhere in newspaper, radio, anything? Have you ever seen paracetamol being advertised? I'm sure you guys haven't, because I haven't seen any medicine being advertised yet. Because India, as uh, as a pharma country, it's the biggest supplier of any pharmaceutical products. It's known as the pharmacy of the world. India is known as the pharmacy of the world. But when it comes to advertising pharma products, especially medicines, it is not legal to advertise it. Okay. So if you cannot advertise your product, like for example, a car, if you are advertising Hyundai, so people see, the customer base sees the features of Hyundai being advertised in a very filmy manner on a television, and we get attracted, we go to the showroom, we inquire, and we buy. Simple. Then if this channel of advertisement is banned or is illegal, then how do a pharma company sell? And first of all, why is it illegal to sell medicines? Because it caters to a major concept of self diagnosis, where India as a country believes that we need to have expert opinion when it comes to any medicine. If I feel like I have an headache, I should not be my own doctor where I diagnose my headache and assume that it is brain cancer. It might be a cold. So we should not self advertise. Hence, we should go to a medical professional. They will advertise, they will suggest us certain medicines or certain what the particular ailment is. They'll suggest us medicine, and then we'll pay for it, we'll buy. So this makes advertisement for a pharma company extremely difficult. Then who is our customer base? If as a pharma company I cannot advertise to you, then who is our customer base? Doctors are our customer base. The answer for that is we tap to HCPs, that is healthcare professionals. We advertise our products to them, and if they feel like our medicines are up to the mark, they advertise it to the customer base finally, which are the consuming patients. So when this is in picture, I have explained this much because I wanted you guys to know how the pharma industry works. So when I ultimately advertise stuff to doctors who are our original customers, so if I give them money, for example, in any terms, if I want to engage, that I want to take some suggestion of that doctor, or I want to like hold a speaker engagement program where I call a very famous cardiologist from New Delhi to come and host an event for us or come and speak for us in an event, and we give them money. So this seems very normal, very all right. Many industries do it across the nation, across the globe. But it might seem like bribery, that I am giving you money. I, as a pharma company, is giving you an HCP the money to, like, I'm coercing you. I'm instigating you to like advertise my product, write my product to prescribe my product to customer base. This transaction is very risky when it comes to any pharma industry or any pharma company. Here comes in the role of us, which are business ethics compliance officers. Any transaction, any monetary transaction made with any doctor on this planet face earth, we legalize that. We make sure that it is within the realm of any allowed law and it doesn't turn into bribery. Okay. So now I hope you have a very brief gist of what exactly a pharma company, how a pharma company advertises or how a pharma company works and where does business ethics compliance come into picture. We make the business ethical in nature. That is all. Now I'll address your question, ma'am. Krati Gaur, how to become a certified compliance and ethics officer professional. Correct. So first of all, it's not limited to just pharma companies. Anyone like my batch, I enrolled for a course that was offered by Ethics India. Ethics India is the legal and registration name of that company, popularly known as Legasis. I'm sure many of you have heard. It's a Bombay-based company where they offer different types of courses, programs, and different types of learning opportunities for both student and as well as professionals. So there was a course that was offered to us for becoming certified ethics and compliance officers. There was a 3-week class format. We attended it online and then we gave an examination for the same. There is a basic attendance parameter. I'm sure if you'll contact Legacy, they'll let you know. And then you'll have to give an exam. If you pass, a certification is produced to you where you become a certified compliance officer. That is the question. That is the answer for the question. If you have any question, guys, you can definitely. The first statement I stated in this program was, let's make this session as interactive as I can. I understand that it is a little complex, a little uncomfortable for you guys. You're fairly very youngsters, and you're most welcome, Kriti. And you're youngsters, I understand that feeling of feeling lost and vulnerable as to many career counseling is happening at your end, but you are unable to understand which particular realm to pick. I was sailing in your boat a few years before as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to just raise your hand or like interrupt me in the middle. I don't even mind that. But your questions need to be addressed before me. It's more important for me to address your questions than me talking about business ethics compliance. Do you have any questions, guys? No one? Lovely crowd. Okay, so I'll proceed with what else have I covered? Okay, so you guys must be in your first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Anyone who is a graduate here, or anyone who is in their first year here? No one? Sanskriti, which batch are you in? Which year are you in? Okay, you're in second year. What specialization are you planning to opt for? Business. Business. Lovely. Yeah, no problem. The day our forms were issued, I was not sure what to take up a day before that. So yeah, it's a confusing process. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Not a problem. Wait, I have a comment of someone. Except Legacy, is there any organization who provide license and certificate? Yeah, I'm sure there are organizations. You can go as complex as the British compliance something. There's some hi-fi compliance thing. Also, there are various aspects. You can go to Coursera. You can go to. I'm sure Locktopus is a good website you must follow is led by good people and they're very efficient at what they do, you should definitely follow Law Octopus from time to time. It's good for law students as well and professionals. There are courses instating in Law Octopus, and then there's compliance. You can, if you are a little older when it comes to professional course, when you start working and you have been there for 3 years or 4 years, then you can definitely do privacy professional CIPP. There's a course certified privacy professionals, and then you can also do fraud examiner. That my managers currently are pursuing both of them. So there is a vast possibility of compliance in the future. Definitely, it is something that is pretty new, and in especially in pharma industry, there is no law that mandates compliance. In many industries, there are very limited laws that back such compliances with punitive damages. For example, if today, if I don't follow the traffic rules, I will be violating laws. But in industries, if you don't follow compliances rules, there are very few laws uh, that you will be held accountable to. There are guidelines, there are commissions in picture, there are various suggestions, recommendations, but not laws. But once laws are in the process of being completed, but once laws are enabled, it will be very difficult for companies to bypass that. Hence, being I read a quote somewhere, and it's very true when it comes to compliance, is that if you think that compliance is expensive, try non-compliance, because there are crores and crores of money being fined left, right, and center on various big pharma companies, for example, Novo Nordisk or Sun Pharma, Cipla, but for that sake, for being non-compliant, and thousands of dollars are going down the drain. Hence, making small changes in your day-to-day business strategies will making compliance a part of your business strategies will eventually turn out to be helpful in the longer run. Okay, so that is a lot about compliance now. Do you guys, if you have any questions, you can shoot and we can proceed from there on. Has raised. Yes, Mr. Patnaik, how may I help you, Miss Patnaik? Sorry.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. Tell me.
Ma'am, I'm Agya Patnaik from Second Year Kids School of Law.
Lovely.
Ma'am, my question is, keeping the judiciary exam in view, can we stick with the business law honors, or do we need to take any other honors like a constitutional law, criminal law that will help in the judiciary?
Okay, that's that's a question. Very many people experience this kind of confusion. Even in my batches, I have never thought of pursuing judiciary as of now. You never know, plans may change. But my suggestion would be stick to constitutional law, because it will help you immensely. As I've seen my fellow uh, classmates and seniors, like you must know their Justice Mohit Rai was my super senior when I was in my first year. He was in his fifth year. So he also chose. He's a seating judge in and Hazaribagh, if I'm not wrong. He cracked his judiciary as well. So he also, a few of my batchmates had this question, and when they were addressing that question to him, I was in that conversation informally. So he also suggested the same thing. I'll suggest you the same thing, that do stick to constitutional law, because it won't create a huge difference if you're like from business law or from IPR, and it is not so that you cannot crack judiciary. Aisa nahi hai. But constitutional law and criminal law will give you an additional backing that I feel business law won't. Business law will consume a lot of your time, and it will not be that effective in the long run if you want to pursue judiciary anyhow. See, if you are confused, like if you don't know that you want to 100% stick to judiciary and there is nothing else, if it is only judiciary and nothing else, if that is your narrative, then definitely go for constitutional law. That is my humble suggestion. But if you are like, अच्छा try कर लेते हैं, नहीं निकला तो ये नहीं, if you have a plan B, C and D, then I would suggest that going for business law or IPR won't be that hurtful. You can definitely, if you can pull that off, well and fine. But if you don't want, because you'll have to study business law in detail and IPR in detail. It's not just specialization ले ली और बात खत्म. You'll have to invest time in that. So any time being invested in business law and IPR will take away that time from you being invested in constitutional law. That is my opinion, but obviously can differ. Not a problem. I'll wish you all the best if you want to pursue the judiciary, because it's the need of the hour to have some competent judges out there, where young true blood lawyers are turning into young true blood judges. So I wish you all the best, Ms. Patnaik. Any other questions for me?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem. Good, no problem. Is this, do you guys have any other question? Mr. Nitin, Safia, Shweta, Rishav, anyone? Aditya, Archit, Arpita, anyone? Diya, no one? Lovely. Okay, so I'll proceed with what are the different ideas behind, like what is the scope structure of compliance in the future. Okay, so compliance in the long term will definitely be the need of the hour. For example, if you see the trend right now, 5 years before, like when we were in our first year or second year, there was absolutely no talk, no picture about digital data protection or anything. What cyber law was very limited to cyber crime. That's it. We never read something beyond that, ki how your data can be managed and how there is a need of competent data protection lawyers in different companies. We were not, frankly speaking, we were not even aware कि ऐसा कुछ होता है, कि data protection officer जैसा कुछ होता है. We were not even aware of the fact. But now, from DPDPA becoming an act, you have seen that I myself personally have seen a lot of my colleagues, seniors going into data protection, taking up it as their specialization. So that is something very up to date, because that is the need of the hour, as I stated. I feel compliance is on the same context, same realm, where compliance definitely is something, once it becomes a law in any industry, like there are laws, obviously, statutory compliance and regulatory compliance. You cannot just let go on your whims and fancy. You cannot just choose not to follow those rules and regulations because they are the laws. But business ethics compliance, ethics, see, ethics, my morals and ethics might differ from your morals and ethics, and it is the same for any business that is up and running. Any two, like, if I state, give me one example of a company that you feel is very ethical in nature. I'm sure many of you must have thought about Tata. Mr. Ratan Tata is an epitome of being ethical in nature. He's, any industry you go to, any entrepreneur you talk to, they will always state, even the owners of Mankind Pharma are pretty, they hold Mr. Ratan Tata as their standards when it comes to ethics. So definitely he has made a mark for his own self, and Tata is one of the most ethical companies out there. If you go, you study about their conduct, I'm sure many of you must have researched a little bit about Tata or Reliance, or for that say big industries in the market. Tata is one of the most ethical companies. They have very strong compliance teams as well, and I feel that a lot of companies lack when it comes to following compliance, because sometimes what happens is compliance comes into the way of them making money. It is sometimes counterproductive for business, because you'll bhai kuch bhi nahi karne de sakta compliance. So when they curb that, the business goes down the drain. You have a little bit business loss, customers in picture are a little bit angrier on you, ki bhai, why cannot you give me this and that? why can't the company spend X amount of money on me? Because अब compliance आ गया picture में, they'll not let you do stuff. ठीक है? तो if ऐसा हो गया, ऐसा अगर है ही है, तो compliance becomes the enemy of the entire process of earning money. But you have to take that thing into mind that any compliance officer is the police of that organization. You'll have to be extremely strict when it comes to vetting of documents, from redlining the documents to finding loopholes in that documents, to vendor vetting, where any third party vendors are being vetted through the process of any compliance officer. So you'll have to be very rigorous and uh, very up to date about what the current laws are about, and where, see, any industry for that sake, even if you go in the very basic industries like clothing or apparels or makeup, fashion, anything, food, FMCG, where you have to follow certain guidelines set by FASAI, or when it comes to makeup, PETA, because animal cruelty comes into picture, you'll have to follow those rules. If you want to build your business, you have to build it in a very ethical manner, so that it is more long term and long running, rather than short term satisfactions and short term revenue shooting up. You'll definitely face great heights for short term, but in long term I don't think so that is very sustainable at this point of juncture, where everything is available at the click of a button. Like, you can Google and the history and the practices of any company is out there. You can Google and you can go through and through what that company is up to. I hope I have made myself ample clear about why compliance is the essentials of any up and running company and industry. Do you guys have any questions, or anything, any pinpoint, any experiences of your internship that you must have gone to, beat a law firm, beat a company, anywhere where you have seen something unethical happen, or you have seen that there is a need of someone enabling the process of ethics? Have you guys ever interned with any human rights commission? Like, my first internship was in Odisha Human Rights Commission in Bhubaneswar. Have you guys interned with any human rights commission? Ms. Patnaik, have you interned with any?
Yes, ma'am. My first internship in the first year was with Orissa Human Rights Commission.
Lovely. Who was the seating judge then?
Asim Amitabh Dash.
Okay. For me, it was Justice B.K. Mishra, but he was transferred to Delhi a few months later, for a few years later. So he's not the sitting judge now. What was your experience? Which cases do you like encounter? If we can state one or two that comes from the back of your mind.
Ma'am, generally criminal matters like domestic violence, that sort of matter, nothing more than that.
Okay. So yeah, for us also, we also saw acid attack cases, and then there was cases of kidnapping, and we were very young back then, and all of us were first timers in law, and me being a first generation lawyer, so it was very overwhelming for me to see the bad side of the world. But then obviously you cannot shy away from the fact that yes, bad exists, and you'll have to make your ways a little bit more uh, you have to ease other people's lives as well. So I understand that feeling of being lost and being vulnerable. Do you guys have any?
Also makes no difference for second generation lawyer. I'll be a second generation lawyer, but it's very new when it comes to internship, courtrooms, and everything.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. Because obviously, you guys, again, that commentary on every person has their own set of experiences. No matter your dad or your grandfather is from that industry, but it doesn't really matter at the long run, because you'll have to face your own battles on your own. Definitely, there is no shying away from the fact that you'll have to struggle on your own. Anyway,
Honestly, father being an advocate at Orissa High Court, he himself discourages me not to go into the line of litigation because of the struggle and the hardship in the initial
correct.
years. That's the reason I want to pursue judiciary.
Lovely. That is very good. And obviously, your dad is not wrong, because any person who practices that profession day in and day out, they know the ugly side of the profession as well. And being a father, he must protect you. That is don't take him otherwise, because I'm definitely sure that he has the best of his intentions in mind.
No, no,
Uh,
that's absolutely true.
yeah, lovely. Any of you have ever interned for any company? I interned for Nalco. That was my first company in Bhubaneswar only. So, any of you have interned for any company or for any law firm?
Currently, I'm doing an online internship for VES internship company, and it's my first internship. Like, it is not totally completed now. We have a 1 month program, and now we are left with the fourth week tasks. So that's
Okay, so you are doing your first virtual internship, right?
yes, yes, ma'am.
How's your experience there?
Ma'am, it's pretty good. Like, I had no idea about researching things and all, and through this, I got the opportunity to research on topics. Then, studying actual case files. Like in India Kanun, we find that actual case file, right? So.
Yeah.
From that, we got to study it, and also we made short videos on some topics, and that led us to build up our confidence in speaking skills about law topics also. So it's pretty good, and we had fortunately got an ample amount of time. So, and also the faculty members were too good to guide us, so it's a good experience overall.
Lovely, lovely. If you're passionate enough, na, in your career, you'll definitely find good people around. Don't worry. You just need to ask that I need a favor or I need to learn this. You guys need to develop that besharmi when it comes to learning things. If you have that hesitance, na, that hesitation ki bhai, if I'll approach that person, what they will think that I'm so dumb. I don't know this. If you have that hesitation in initial years, na, you'll face that same trauma, that same inability to do things 5 years down the line, which is even more ghastly, because it will cost you your career once. So don't be very shy when it comes to asking for favors from your seniors or asking them stuff ki bhai ye sikha de wo sikha de. It's all good, because we were one of those guys where I was in my first year, as I stated, ki I had no one to guide me as to, at least in law was, all my family has been engineers and doctors, but no one has been a lawyer ever. So there was no one to guide me. So what I used to do is, and constitutional law was a subject I used to struggle a lot with initially, because समझ ही नहीं आता था यार start कहाँ से करें और end कहाँ करें. So I used to run with my consti ka book at with for seniors, like for finding right kind of seniors, as I stated, Mohit Bhaiya, and then there was Shobna Didi, and many seniors. Like a huge lot of seniors who have helped me through my career, and we used to sit at night till 10, 11 and ask them कि भैया ये समझा दो, वो समझा दो, ये भी नहीं समझ आया, वो भी नहीं समझ आया. So yeah, they helped us a lot. Now they are seating judges of different courts. So it's an honor to be their junior, and you should definitely you should not hesitate into learning new things, I feel, at any age, for that sake. So, any of you guys have ever interned with any company that I wanted to know? Mr. Balveer Kumar has something to say. BSL SA Patna, I am first internship completed from Acha. I am so happy. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, you have a great experience in you. And internships are essential. I'll tell you something. Sitting there in an internship, I used to think in my earlier internships in my first year and second year कि क्या point है, मतलब associates are day in and day out, they are working on stuff. जब तक इस केस की हियरिंग आएगी तब तक हम यहाँ इंटर्नशिप कर भी नहीं रहे होंगे, बिकॉज केस की हियरिंग 4 महीने बाद की लगी है. तो हम क्या क्या पॉइंट है इस चीज का बनाना. बट always remember, internships are not just what you are typing on your computer and giving them 3 cases, you're finding 4 case laws and associate का बहुत बड़ा काम हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. They can replace what you have done within 5 minutes of their time, because they are experts in what they're doing. Obviously, तुम्हारे लिए the learning curve there comes when you are networking. It's extremely essential to network when you internship. जहाँ पे you guys meet like 4 5 new people, 6 new people, and they remember if you have done something exemplary there, they'll remember you कि हाँ ये बच्चा था, ये intern था जो ये करके गया हमारे लिए. या 5 years 10 years down the line when you meet them in, मतलब देखो यार, the corporate, even the law fraternity in our country is considerably very small. अगर तुम engineers को देखो ना, वो वास्ट वैरायटी में अवेलेबल है वर्सेस लॉयर्स. नाउ ऑब्वियसली लॉ इज नाउ एन अपकमिंग ट्रेंड कि हर दूसरे घर में इंजीनियर होता था, हर दूसरे घर में लॉयर होता है, बट फिर भी कंसिडरेबली अभी इंडस्ट्री बहुत छोटी है. तो इवेंचुअली तुम घूम फिर के उनसे मिलोगे ही मिलोगे, उन सीनियर से कभी ना कभी लाइफ में. तो अच्छा है, वाइल इट लास्ट मेक अ गुड इंप्रेशन सो दैट so that in future when you come back to them they have good reviews about you. Always make, मतलब network करने का बहुत अच्छा opportunity होता है. You can take personal advices from them, career advices from them, because they have been through that same journey as you guys have been through. You're going through, they'll guide you definitely what to do and what not to do. और कल को अगर job opportunity का बात आएगा, नॉट ऑलवेज 90% टाइम्स नहीं होता है, बट 10% टाइम्स कभी कभी लग भी जाती है किस्मत की. हाँ, उनके पास कुछ अवेलेबल होगा जिसके लिए तुम राइट कैंडिडेट हो गए. उनके माइंड में आया ही तुम क्योंकि यू हैव डन गुड वर्क व्हेन यू वर इंटर्निंग एंड यू हैव मेंटेन दैट गुड टर्म्स विद देम. सो यहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा सा अपना इंट्रोवर्टेड नेचर साइड रख के थोड़ा सा यू हैव टू, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि इंट्रोवर्ट नहीं हो सकती. यू कैन बी एन इंट्रोवर्ट एंड यू कैन डेफिनेटली, माय बॉस इज थ्रू एंड थ्रू एन इंट्रोवर्ट, but he is one of the most successful people I have seen in his age. He's an AGM at the age of 34. So that's huge, I feel. Ab AGM banto minimum 40, 42, 44, and he is an AGM at the age of 34, being an introvert. But he has, what I have observed from his career trajectory, he has tapped the right opportunity at the right time. ठीक है, and he has networked a lot उसमें. He has maintained good terms with his old bosses and he has taught us to do the same. So I'll suggest you guys do the same कि when you're interning ना, make sure कि वहाँ के जो भैया बैठते हैं, जो मतलब जो टैली करते हैं से लेके उस कंपनी या उस लॉ फर्म के पार्टनर तक, you know all of them, at least maintain that good morning good afternoon वाला interpersonal relationship a little bit. Obviously don't bother that partner, don't go out of your way to bother. He's very busy with his own stuff, don't bother him, he or she, but at least maintain that good rapport so that you have a good impression on the places you have worked for. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Anyone has any additional comments to make or any experiences to share where you have interned somewhere and you find like, yes, this is my calling? Yeah, you guys are very young to abhi do things that you don't like so that you know what you don't like and definitely you can choose the other way around. So if you don't like, I'll always suggest ki intern with lower courts, higher courts, intern with law firms, intern with companies, so that you can figure out कि क्या नहीं करना है. That is more important than क्या करना है. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Do you, anyone, Safia, tell me something. Where have you interned? It's not, see, don't hesitate. I'm not your professor. I'm not your teacher that नहीं बोलोगे तो कुछ imply हो जाएगा, कुछ implicate किया जाएगा. नहीं. Feel very free, feel very chill to, if you have anything in mind, if you have any question that I can answer, that I can be use of, please do shoot that question. Do you guys have any doubts? Sanskriti? Lovely. I see. I get a little. It's a little difficult for me to have this one. When I was a kid, now when I was a student, I remember my professors always saying this to me. We had this because COVID hit when we were in our second year, second third year. So COVID hit, and for the next 2 3 years we were uh, attending classes in this same format, and my teachers always said this, that make this session interactive, interact, and we used to just open the screen and sleep. Sorry, professors. And that now is coming and biting me back because I have no one to interact with. I am talking to my own face, which is very awkward. So it's better. If you guys have any question, any doubt, anything to say, please add up to my one-sided monologue so that it can become a dialogue. Please do me that favor. You guys have any questions within?
Ma'am, adding on to whatever you just said, like it is not in a court of law. It is not always about legal ethics. Like sometimes I was interning today only. It got over at District and Session Court of Cuttack. So they expect all the juniors and the interns to bow down before the elders, leave the chairs for the seniors when you are sitting and they are standing, and then before entering the court, bow down to the chair. Before leaving the court, bow down to the chair. Like all these general manners also matter a lot in front of the seniors or the advocates of the court of law.
Definitely. See, this will be a contradictory opinion where a lot of judges say this, that don't address us as your honor or your lordship, because we haven't done anything extraordinary to be called as your lordship. I had read it in some judge of some South Indian state stated this, that I'm not your lordship. Refer to me as sir, plain sir, and to your ladyships as plain ma'am. So here comes the, you should be a little giving, because see, where I come from, I have seen seniors working day in and day out. So a little bit respect goes a long way, I feel. If you like leave a chair for one of your seniors who is a little older in age, or who is a little like not well or anything like that, if you leave a chair, that doesn't demean you. I feel that adds to your personality of being raised well, that you have been raised well, as to you respect your seniors, you like bow down towards the court. Don't go into extremes, don't do it to an extent where it is disrespectful to anyone. But yeah, basic ethics, basic sense of small ethical like inputs from your side won't hurt anyone, I feel.
Honestly, all these adds to our humbleness at the end of the day.
Correct. Correct. Which will go up, I feel, in the longer run, which will help you. Because one day down the line, you will be a 10-year-old experienced judge or experienced advocate, and you like your juniors, a little bit of compassion from your juniors as well. So that goes both ways, na? I feel.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, we should give that when our time is of receiving. We'll have done enough for our juniors to respect us. Hopefully, Ashima is saying, "Ma'am, I am doing my internship at Odisha State Commission for Women at Bhubaneswar." Lovely. That is near OHRC only. If I'm not wrong, that is above OHRC, na? One floor above. I'm not sure. Like there is one woman commission in that same building, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. How's your
Yes, ma'am, it is in
experience?
the same building.
Yeah, same building. Yeah. How's your experience, Ashima? If you like to share. Toshali Bhavan. Yeah, correct. I forgot that name of the building. Toshali Bhavan. Yeah, red building and good parking. Lovely.
Good
So,
evening, ma'am.
yeah, Ashima, tell me. Good
Ma'am,
evening.
it was a great experience. By the way, I have not completed my 21 days. More 4 days are left to complete my internship. But till now, it was a great experience because I get to see the live cases mainly, and the commission ma'am also saying that you can also interact with the clients, and many cases like divorce cases relating to rape cases, and also for the cheating cases related to women,
Hmm.
by which women commission give all kind of protocols for the for more commissions. And ma'am, it was a great experience because as in the court we get to see other cases, but in here I used to interact with the clients, which is more by which I can get more experience there. And
Correct.
I'm very much free to, that I can't hesitate that if I would say something wrong. By the way, if I am getting something wrong, then ma'am used to clear us out that this
Correct.
is the point, and you can also do like this. And question also, you can also have questions. So for this, I means I am very happy with my internship.
Lovely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And client handling is one of the most important aspects of being a lawyer. Anywhere you go to any industry, you go in litigation, you go in corporates, you'll have to handle people, you'll have to handle clients. So it's good that first hand experience you are getting of handling very raw, very natural people who are not like trained in into anything. Matlab, they're not shaped and they're not seasoned to become corporate ethical or corporate lawyers. They're very simple layman, and you'll definitely get to interact. The most realistic interactions will be there, and it will be very extremely heart touching. And I am glad you had an experience that was worthwhile, and your senior is enabling you to become good lawyers in the future. Very good, Ashima. I'm happy that you have had a great experience in Women's Commission, and I'm glad.
Thank
Hello.
you, ma'am.
You're most welcome. Anyone else would like to share any internship experiences? Any of you are planning to do a corporate internship anytime soon?
Yes, ma'am.
Ronak has written. Ha, Ronak. Where would you like to intern? I'll come back to you, Ashim.
I would like to do internet Khaitan and Co.
Arey wow, Khaitan and Company. It's a good law firm. Where?
Yes,
In Delhi
yes,
or in some place else?
ma'am. I am from basically Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh,
Mm-hmm.
and right now I am doing internship JDCP Global Development Community Program. It's an NGO at Greater Noida,
Lovely.
and I am doing my internship there from last 5 months. And it's a very good experience with them because they had means they keep meetings every Saturday with their officials, and they give us a lot of means research work that how we have to means form a company and what we should have to do inside the company, what is structure, everything. And right now we are also helping them to form their NGO.
Lovely. So it's a great experience, and always long internships are better than smaller ones. My seniors used to say the same thing, and I never got the concept of क्यों ऐसा क्यों होता. But when I'm the on the other side of the table, I understand because things change very rapidly within months. क्या बहुत कुछ सीखने मिल जाता है बहुत short period of time में ऐसा होता था. But longer internships में ना you develop that bond with your team, and तुमको पता चल जाता है थ्रू इन एंड थ्रू आउट कि होता क्या है, कंपनी कैसे एक्चुअली फंक्शन करती है, और फिर क्या क्या ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो इवेंचुअली तुमको हेल्प कर सकती है. तो लॉन्गर इंटर्नशिप्स आर ऑलवेज प्रोडक्टिव, बट हाँ इट्स समटाइम्स नॉट फीजिबल, सबके लिए नहीं हो पाता है. बट ठीक, इट्स वेरी गुड रौनक दैट यू आर प्लानिंग टू work for Khaitan as an intern, and hopefully one day you might get an opportunity to work as an associate as well. You never know.
Ma'am, actually,
Yeah,
sorry
tell
to
me.
interrupt, ma'am. But actually, the main problem I'm facing is that basically I am from UP, and most of the companies means do not take UP peoples or student as a intern. So that's the main problem I am facing.
Wow, that's something I've never heard before. Like, really, you are facing, how do I say, how do I put it in politically correct sense? You are facing some type of discrimination, some types of.
Not ma'am, only me, ma'am. It's a basic problem with the UP students.
Why? Why is
Most
there
of the
any
most
issue?
ma'am, actually the big law firms thinks that UP students don't know how to draft, or they don't know much English, and that all things. Because ma'am, at starting first I applied means 20 to 25 places. Nobody accepts my CV. But later on there was an Varun Katyar, advocate Varun Katyar at Delhi High Court. He has an organization, Association of Indian Students. So
Okay.
later on they accept my CV on July. Then they give us drafting work for means bail petition, divorce, and criminal cases. And then later on, I got to internet legal vidya, and उसी के साथ साथ means I applied for firms also, but nobody accepts our CVs and that all.
See, CV not being accepted is a general problem for all students, I feel. My CV has also been rejected on the basis of a lot of things. Maybe they are not looking for someone like you. And भाई उस टाइम में ना बल्क बहुत ज्यादा होता है. For example, when you're interning na in season months, like for example when we were in students, February was very busy, very rush months. So वहाँ पे ना reference के you don't get an internship very easily. And for someone who is newer to the law industry, you will find, don't get disheartened by the fact that you're from UP or from, I am from Jharkhand as well.
No,
So,
ma'am. Actually, na, I had a alumni of my college at Supreme Court, and she's an AOR. So
okay.
last month, she came to our college for a webinar, and there also she said that UP students have to face most of these type of discrimination in the big law firms who are means preparing for companies or law firms.
Well, if that is true, it's really sad that uh, us fighting for rights of for fair equality of rights to us being discriminated on the same basis is very, very, very sad. If that is a true, I haven't faced anything yet. Like, thank God I haven't faced something like this. But if that is true, then there's more reason for you, Ronak, to outshine, and prove those people wrong that who have discriminated you on the basis of your birth region. If they are discriminating you on that, you'll definitely have to work harder and prove them wrong. That is a good motivation for you, I feel. You wake up every day and you rethink about what you said today and work better into improving yourself every day. I hope that is motivation enough for you. Then,
Yes, ma'am.
if you face any issue, you can definitely contact me on LinkedIn and let me see what I can do. Uh, if I have any friends I'm not into litigation, but if I have a lot of friends into litigation, so I'll definitely reach out to them if they can offer you internships, or if they know someone who can offer you guys internships. And it's not just for Ronak, it's for all of you, that if you can definitely we can definitely find a midway around this problem. And I hope that none of you face this issue from where you're born or which religion, region, gender, country you're born in should ever be a roadblock into your way to success. It's very sad if that is in this 21st century, if we are still talking about a region, religion, and that being a roadblock to you being successful is very sad, I feel. Okay, we can definitely help out into neutralizing some of this damage caused by some like padhe likhe gawar kind of people who are discriminating on the basis of anything. We can definitely balance that out by being a little bit more resourceful to students who are struggling. We seniors definitely we can. I hope we can do something. Do you guys have any questions related to compliance or company law or litigation? Anything that I can help towards litigation? I myself legacy because I was very refined. He felt like I was very refined at my legal knowledge back then. But litigation was not my calling, I felt at that point of time. With years to come, many of you who are pursuing litigation as of now will move towards the corporate setup and vice versa. Obviously, corporate वाले बच्चे जिनको करने थे corporate law pursue करनी थी, certification courses regarding anything law related should now, because the session is about to end. It is almost 8. If you guys have any concluding statements, I'll be more than happy to address them. Anyone? What? Lovely. Thank you all for your time. I'll thank Abhishek, Archit, Aragya, Arpita, Ashima, Avnish, Deepshika, Diya, Guru Prasad, Guru Prasad, हाँ, Krati, Mohit, Nitin, Ronak, Rishav, Safiya, Sarthak, Savita and Shivani, thank you so much for your time, guys. And if you have any questions in addition to this session related to compliance or not related to compliance, if I can help you in any ways, I'll be more than happy. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn has the same name, Zeenat Ul Kubra. So you can definitely reach out there. And thank you so much for your time, guys. It was a good session. I hope
Thank you, ma'am.
You're most welcome, Deep Shikha, and I hope you guys become more interactive in sessions to come so that the speaker has a good time as well. I had a good time. I had a fairly good time, and thank you guys. And if you have any questions, you can reach out. Cool. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am.
Good night. All the best. Bye bye.